Hello everyone, this is Flemmy and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play series. So we're here with Season 4, Episode 17. Okay, so what is new? It has been, 24-ish hours since I recorded the last video. Yeah, and yes indeed it has. You can see here from this army camp, it has been under construction for 25 hours, so that is exactly how long it's been. Same with this Archer Tower indeed as well. So, what is new? So, this mortar finished up. So that makes all of our mortars level 5, and I'm very excited by that, because that is the maximum level, and that's also a wonderful level, because that means they'll just be kicking ass. Kicking ass all day long, basically. I'm going to put it back centralized, but now I need to decide where I'm going to put my clan castle. So before I had it here where this air defense was, I sort of would like to put the clan castle there again, because it's centralized, and I want it to be centralized, but I want to keep this air defense centralized. But at the same time, we haven't been attacked by pretty much any air at all. I feel like one healer a long time ago. As in, like, maybe a week ago. So I'm going to demote the air defense. But it's a hard decision for me right there, but I'm going to keep this clan castle here. Now, the other thing I could do is possibly, like, swap it with the gold or something to try to put it out on the corner, but I think the gold is going to be better protected right where it is right now. Despite the corner being sort of slightly preferable, because this does have the wizard tower looking over it, and the corner would not. Okay, so I'm going to keep removing decorations, and we're going to be working on starting this new worker that just freed up from this mortar on something new. As you can tell, I've got a bit of resources floating around. So let's look at our options for that. We got both elixir and gold, and our upgrade did finish. So this was the Wallbreaker level 4 upgrade, as you can see right here in the top right. I will take a minute and pause and say there is an interesting glitch that I get people asking me about fairly regularly, and that is you see someone, like for example me, who might have a unit that's upgraded beyond what is theoretically possible for, or what is actually possible for their level. So currently my maximum level for archers and barbarians is both level 4 for barbarians and archers. Now what if you came to my base and noticed I had level 5 for both of them? Well, this is actually a known glitch that can occur when there's a maintenance break. It doesn't happen for every maintenance break, but it will randomly take whatever you're currently upgrading and it increases level by an extra 1 when it finishes upgrading. So, little fortunate if you happen to hit that. It has not happened to me though. I actually was working on wall breakers when there was a maintenance update, but I clearly only have level 4. I am going to start this upgrade. Goblins, the only ones I have left really are goblins, balloons, wizards, lightning, and heal. Well, I can't do heal, wizards, or balloons because they cost more than 1,000,000 elixir, which I can't actually store at the moment. Also, I consider goblins the most useful of all of these. I might do lightning and heal. Those are probably my second and third most useful. But for the meantime, goblins are definitely the most useful, so I'm going to go ahead and start them up for 750,000 elixir, which I barely had. And 3 days, so that's off and running. Now, we've got our army built up, and I've also got an army queued up, so we are going to go on the attack next. And we need both gold and elixir, because I just spent nearly all of my elixir. I want to make sure I have enough to replace my army, so that means we need to steal at least 40,000 or so in order to replace our army if we have to expend it all. Definitely to be of concern. Okay, that one had 80,000 gold. Yeah, we're also looking primarily for gold as well, but we still need some elixir. I won't consider that very hard to get, generally, just because, yeah, generally it won't be that bad to get that. So here's something interesting. This Town Hall 8, look at their level mortars. So one of them is a level 6, this one on the bottom right, that's all gold plated. This one on the top left is a level 4, I believe. And the one on the upgrading is a level 4 as well. That means we've got 2 mortars which are higher level than him, and one that's only 1 less. That's sort of interesting. It sort of shows you how that guy sort of rushed to level 8, Town Hall 8, pretty fast. Whereas we're taking our time, and that means we're pretty much just as well defended as he is in terms of the mortars. I could like look at other things by comparison. Okay, so here's another one with like 80,000. I'm sort of debating taking this on after I skipped the last one, and I'm not really sure if I want to take it on or not. All the resources are in the storages in the center. It would be pretty easy to take on. Actually, be very easy to take on. So it's a very safe bet. I would like to probably break 100,000 gold though. But if I don't, like, if I find another base just like that, and then in maybe like 10 or 15 or so, and I haven't found a better one since then, maybe I will attack it and just take it. Because there is something said for not searching too long. Okay, 105,000 gold. This is more to my liking right here. So this is sort of what I'm looking for. First thing to do, we're going to check for Clan Castle, guys. Sometimes I forget to do that. I was recording some videos without commentaries, which you guys will see in question and answer videos. And, okay, so no Clan Castle, guys. So, and I kept forgetting in several of them to, what's it? To check for Clan Castle, guys. Okay, so I sent in one wall breaker right there to bring all the giants close together, and also have them all orient right towards the air defense. As you can see, it was very effective. So drop the healer down, keep all those giants together. I expect they'll go somewhat through the walls and somewhat through to the other Archer Tower. Okay, so most of them are going for the Archer Tower. I didn't see the Archer Tower in bottom, so. Fortunately, our healer is healing the one on top. Doesn't matter too much, though. Okay, I'll put down some archers up here to help out. I feel like I might have attacked this base before. That single wall outside of the Archer Tower, it looks very familiar. Archers are going to die, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Their goal was to help speed up our attack of the giants to get them into the center faster. I'm surprised this wizard's not attacking this healer. We must just be out of range. Up there it goes. It just walked into range. But you know what? They do terrible damage. I am not worried about that at all. Okay, so stuff down here. I'm going to spread out a couple archers so the mortar doesn't hopefully hit the huge bunches. Oh, it died before it shot anyway, so good news on that front. Well, spring trap won't matter at all. As you can see, the wizard is still firing on the healer. It's still above half health when the wizard died, finally. Pretty much shows you how low damage the healer is, and how it really is pretty irrelevant unless it's hitting multiple units at once. And clearly it's not hitting multiple units at once when it's only shooting at one healer. Okay, I've just sent in the goblins to help clean up. With a minute and a quarter left, I'm not very concerned about collecting everything. But 15 goblins is a pretty cheap insurance to make sure we actually do get everything. I'll check the corners before I forget. Okay, 2 archers are already down there working on that builder's hut. I'll use barbarian just because they're cheaper. And that's it for the corners. I could deploy a couple of barbarians to help out with these barracks, army camps, lab, and spell factory, but that's unneeded with the number of archers we still got alive, so I'll just skip that for now. So the question now becomes, how are we going to spend this newfound wealth? So we got a couple of options. One of them is do another archer tower, one of them is do a cannon, and one of them is do the air defense. And I'm going to look around, but I think those are the 3 options, and I don't think we have any other really good ones. Actually, I'm not sure we have any other good ones. Okay, so of course we could do resources, but I'm not going to do resources. The collectors and mines, that is. I could, and it is a very valid option, to do one of the storages. So let me explain what I mean by this. So, as I mentioned before when you were looking at unit upgrades, we are approaching our limit for the amount of elixir we can store. So it could be worth it to invest 500,000 gold in upgrading this elixir storage to level 11. So it would take 2 days, but would double our storage up to 2 million, allowing us to do all of the current upgrades, as well as some of the next level upgrades as well, I believe. Actually, I'm not sure about that. No, yeah, it should definitely last some of them. Like, barbarians shouldn't be... They're like 1.5 million, 1.75 million, something like that. Yeah, so that would be effective. I'm going to keep this worker build going, removing stuff. We've got enough elixir that I'm not really worried about it. Although, before we decide exactly what we're going to spend the worker on, I'm going to go queue up stuff. And by stuff, I mean these stuffs, these units, to attack again, so we can do another attack in this same video, hopefully. Okay, 10 minutes in that one. We do need to do 1 wall breaker, because I did expend that. And what else? Just archers, I think. Yep, sweet. Let's go up to... Interesting, so, do I have an extra healer queued? I do not, so interesting. Better rebalance some of these guys. Okay, so 6 guys in each. I'm just evening out the total amount of time it'll take these to complete, because I want them all to complete at the same time, so then we can attack as soon as possible. Okay, 9:45. Oh, that's too many already. Wow. I need to look at this more analytically. Oops, not the goblins, the archers. Okay, 4.5 minutes in those two. Actually, there's one. 4.5 minutes in this now. Okay, this one's got the wall breaker though working. So I'm going to take a couple out of it and make it 4.5. Good. And then I'm going to add those goblins to here. And then up this to 4.5. It's a bit high, but okay, that's fine. And then I'm going to add we need 2 extra archers beyond that, so I'm just going to add them to what I expect will be the lowest. And good enough. Okay. So, army's queued. So, let's go back to look at other options. So, here's one, air defense, 500,000, or just above. I don't think we can do this one. Nope, we can't do our cannons up to, they're currently at what I call 1 stripe. Golden cannons marble table with 1 gold stripe. But we can do ones with no stripe, upgrade them to 1 stripe. That will take 400,000. We can also do archer towers. We do have this lower level archer tower. And actually, here's an interesting point. So you see how this lower level archer tower will currently take 3 days to finish? This is actually currently a bad decision. And let me explain why. Because this is pretty important towards upper level worker management is sort of how I consider it. So this, look at how long until this archer tower we already got going finishes. That one's also 3 days, 1 hour less, 2 hours, 23 minutes. 23 hours. So why do I not want to start a 3-day construction right now? Well, that means both of those archer towers would finish up at the exact same time, which means I'd have 2 workers and would need to have a whole lot more resources right then in order to use them. Also of concern is I want to have workers sort of staggered so I can like remove decorations and spend gold on walls, so I don't want them finishing up at the same time for that reason as well. But beyond that, that's really a pretty important skill about worker management. So let's look at what we're going to do. So that means I'm not going to do this archer tower for 360. I could do this one, or one of the other 2, this one or this one over here for 720. That'd be a valid option. And that would be 4 days, I think? Yeah, 4 days. Alternatively, like I said, air defense, and alternatively is a cheap cannon at only 400,000. There's no other ones that I really want to do right now, and of course elixir storage. But you know what? I think I'm going to hold off on the elixir storage, considering it only takes 2 days to upgrade, and is only 500,000. I think I can upgrade this pretty easily later, like when perhaps with one of my next workers that's finishing up, but not currently. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the air defense, and this does leave the question of why. And the thing is, I have 2 air defenses, and I want them both up to 4 or 5. And there's sort of no better time to do it. If I do this, if I wait until later, then I will just have a lot. If I wait until like Town Hall 8 to do this, then I'll just have a whole lot more buildings that these 2 air defenses will still have to cover, and the workers will have a whole lot of new projects to do. So I'd rather do it sooner rather than later. So I could start this right now, but I'm actually not. And I'll explain why. Well, first off, I've got nearly 2 million gold, 1.18, and that's a whole lot of gold which I want to throw into walls. The part that we're not spending on the air defense, that is. And secondly, I want to keep removing natural decorations. And thirdly, I'm going to get even more gold because I want to try to do another attack before the end of this video, and then we'll spend all of the gold we steal then on walls, and then spend the last bit of it on the air defense, and then we'll be moving on happy-like. Okay, so, a gem, yay. I'll keep that worker busy, and we'll look at some recent attacks. Sorry if I'm going sort of slow here today. Okay, so 6 hours ago-ish, we've got this mass infantry attack. Got some resources, so I'd expect they got into the center. So let's look at how they did, and look at how our defenses held out. I'm curious if our 3rd mortar was active during this time. Okay, as you can see right down here, no, it was not active. It is still under construction. Okay, level 5, guys. So this will be an interesting sight. Will our mortars and wizard, well, our mortars, will they one-hit the archers, is going to be the question. And I think I know the answer to it, but I won't spoil it for you guys. Okay, more guys coming on the top. Leading with barbarians to soak up fire. I approve of that. That's a good move right there. Clan Castle guys coming out. As you can see, level 5 archers and barbarians. You can tell that from their little look in-game. The level 5 barbarians have the blue helmets, and the level 5 archers have green with the purple flaming arrows, which look very unusual the first time you see them. Our clan castle guys are doing a really good job at slowing down the guys right here, as well as doing damage, of course. But, ooh, that mortar. Oh, that was a good mortar. So that took out, like, every single one of those level 5 archers. Coming in with the goblins. Springtrap. Oh, Springtrap got, 8-ish, maybe. Interesting. Look at where the goblins on the right side are going. They're trying to work their way out of the base. Sort of amusing pathfinding right there, which I'm sure he was not intending. A whole lot of more archers came in. Ooh, look at that wizard go. Ooh, mortars. Ooh, splash damage. If you hadn't noticed before, the wizards or the mortars are one-hitting the archers. So that was sort of the question I brought up earlier. Beautiful point right there. Very interesting. So you can imagine how much more effective this would be if we had an extra mortar firing, and we soon will. If this attack had come right now, we would have 2 guys firing. As you saw, they take out the gold storage. Not many archers left, especially with that one big mortar hit. Damage this other gold storage and barely touch this gold storage, barely touch the other elixir storage. So you know what? That was pretty effective. Yes, they did get in and got 1, but they didn't steal too many resources because they're definitely a town hall 9, I guess that would mean. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. But if they're Town Hall 9, they are going to be taking a resource penalty when they attack us. So let's look at their base. I'll bring up their base later if it's not too attacked for our end of video base review for you guys to talk about in the comments section. But I want to see Town Hall 9. Yes, Town Hall 9 indeed. You can tell from the crossbows right away. Ooh, interesting. Their walls are not very well upgraded. Their mortars and defenses, well, I mean, look at their cannons. All of their cannons are like equal level to what I currently have. That's pretty pathetic. My Town Hall 8 has much better defenses than this guy's Town Hall 9. Yeah, that's not very good. Okay, yeah, we'll come talk about this in more depth later, but let's go see how long the units are for buildings until we can attack for a second time. Looks like they are done indeed, so I probably should check that first. So, let me queue up, guys. And then we can go on the attack once again. So, my standard queuing is 14 giants and 1 healer. And then I fill up, and when I'm queuing for like ahead of time, I'll just do those units because I use them pretty much every battle. And then in the last barracks, which can't actually build anything other than barbarians, archers, and goblins, I'll queue 20 archers, just because I use them the most frequently of the infantry. And of course, we'll keep our worker working on removing stuff. So this one's only a 15-second one, so I won't search until it's done. Let me see if I can find a long one. I'd like to try to start them on longer ones when when I'm about to go off searching, because obviously it'll finish while I'm gone. So start a 30-second one, and off we go. Got almost all of them removed. I actually did a calculation recently of how many gems you get on average from that per month. And it actually was sort of interesting. You end up getting, what was it? 132 gems per month, which works out to just over 1,100 gems per year. Free gems, just removing natural decorations. There's also the natural decorations spawn once every 8 hours, if you were not aware. And there's also a limit of 40, so be sure that you're cleaning them out now and then. I mean, you can obviously let them build up. That's just under 2 weeks worth of collection to get before you hit that 40 amount. But yeah, you want to keep removing them so you don't hit that 40 and they stop spawning, because I mean, free source of gems, who doesn't want them? Okay, looking at resources here. That last one had some good elixir, but you know what? Gonna keep moving on. Still looking for the gold. Actually, only looking for the gold now that we've got enough elixir to continue training our army. 14,000 is not enough to retrain our full army, but we do have most of our army queued, and I don't plan on attacking right after this, so my collectors will collect enough to queue up my army before I need the elixir. That base right there I skipped over really fast. It had 3 mortars. All of them were like level 3. That was bad. Oh, here's an interesting one. Town Hall 8. So Town Hall 8's, this got 2 air defenses. Our air defense, we've got one that's better. He's got good positioning on his, though. Interesting, his units are, once again, not very well upgraded. Like, let me see about this. Okay, the only thing he has better than us is 1 archer tower is upgraded 1 level beyond what we have. Everything else is equal or below us. However, it's only 82,000 gold. It did have a nice chunk of elixir, but we're not going for elixir once again, so I'm going to skip it. But if I wanted to attack that, even though it's a Town Hall 8, I would have a pretty good shot at taking him on, in my opinion. 15,000 gold? I've seen a couple bases like this right now. Sort of annoying. Dum dum dum. Another Town Hall 7. Crappy level 1 air defenses. So the big problem with this base, if I was going to attack it, which I won't because of resources once again, their air defenses are very spread out. One's on the top right and one's on the bottom left. I could attack into one of them with the healer, take it out, drop the healer, and then have the healer and giant run all over their base for a very long time before they eventually came into range of the other air defense and the healer went down. And so that'd be a fine tactic right there, and I do that sometimes. It's actually somewhat of concern of our current base, because I started upgrading my one lower air defense, and my other one isn't the most protected. I think I'm going to leave it like that and see if anyone attacks us, because I am curious to see if anyone takes advantage of that. Healer Giant is sort of unusual composition, which is, I guess, one of the reasons why I enjoy using it. Bases aren't super set up to defend against it. But, I'm sort of doing that. Like it would be a lot stronger if it was centralized. But you know what? Defenses are all about a trade-off. I'm saying, do I want to be more prepared against an air attack, or do I want to be more prepared against an infantry attack? And right now, we're definitely geared towards the infantry or giant attack. If an air attack comes, and that includes a healer giant, we're not going to be as prepared. But I'm making that trade-off. It's a decision I have to make, and that's why I always advocate. There's no one perfect defense. There's no one thing that could never be improved. There's just always trade-offs. Do I want to be better against this army or that army? Got to look at it that way. There's no golden base. And if there was a golden base, people would figure out pretty quickly how to circumvent it, especially with certain armies, which would make it sort of defeat the purpose of having a perfect base. Now, wouldn't it, if people could knew how to attack it? Barbarian King in this one, level 2 actually. Good amount of Dark Elixir. We've seen a couple bases like this. The thing is, the people with Dark Elixir, it's going to be rather hard to get, which is why I haven't bothered building my storage until now. I definitely don't think it's realistically possible to get the Barbarian King before I'm Town Hall 8 and have my own Dark Elixir drill, so I have some passive income for it, which is why I haven't built my storage yet. I will be building it before I get to Town Hall 8, but I might be doing it while the Town Hall 8 upgrade is in progress. It's a pretty fast upgrade at only 1 day, but does cost a hefty chunk of elixir at 1 million for the level 1 storage. That's an interesting one. Nearly 100,000. Town Hall 6. Air defense is outside, so lame for that. Yeah, I'm going to attack this guy. It's a pretty bad. They got 2 archer towers upgrading at once, and the air defense is way exposed. They also have the problem of, so you see how the mortars and wizards are here in the center? That means only one side defenses will be able to take me on at a time. And that is good. Not that I'm really concerned. Like, honestly, I would expect to lose, like, pretty much 0 giants on this. Like, maybe 1. Soften it up, bring in the giants. I'll drop the healer right away, because air defense is on the other side, and I can take that out with infantry. So, I'm going to come back later and see how many giants we lose. But first, I'm going to drop 2 archers up there to start working on it. If they're out of range of the cannon, I'd expect we're going to lose 0 giants on this. Yeah, just given the way their point defenses, cannons and archer towers are spread out, this base is going to do very poorly against healer giant. So as you can see, only splash damage is hitting the giants, but as you can see, the healer is completely keeping up with their damage output. So at this rate, they're never going to kill it. We'd have to get these archer towers and mortars, or archer tower and cannon, singular on each, on the left involved before they have any hope of taking us out. So there you go. So now the okay, so both archer tower and cannon are focusing down one guy, which means we're going to start losing them. If they're focusing down different ones, there was a good chance we weren't going to lose even that much. While the archer tower is distracted, I'm going to start deploying archers to help out. Obviously, our giants here will, in time, kill all this stuff. Ooh, will we lose a second one? It's going to be close. No, we saved the last giant right there. So we only lost 1 giant this entire attack. So as I was saying, what was I saying? Can't even remember. Anyways, yes, that was it. That was it, I totally remembered. So, obviously the giants, like I called it, were going to do a great job of cleaning up this base. So, why, you might ask, should I bother deploying more guys? I mean, clearly they're going to get the job done, like I just mentioned, and I was right. Why would I deploy more guys? Well, the thing is, the giants and the goblins, or the giants and the few archers I had already deployed, simply weren't enough to destroy the base quickly enough. Giants have too low damage per second, and healers obviously don't do any damage, and I only had deployed like 2 archers at that point. So I needed to deploy more damage dealing things, so I might as well deploy them in a way that they both help me by speeding up the giants, taking out their archer tower, as well as they help me by proceeding on to kill all the buildings which are around. So 40 seconds left. We're sort of running out of time a little bit, but I'm not really concerned because we're about to get the last of the resources, so I don't actually care about 3-starring. Why did I put down guys then, you might ask, in the corners? Well, that was just so that you guys don't have to sit around watching for quite as long, and also so the video doesn't push past 30 minutes because it's already at 25, which is quite a long one already. And this last one down on the bottom right is going to wrap up this base with 13 seconds left. Perfect timing. 10, 9 seconds left when we got the 3 stars. So perfect, 92,000, 88,000. So that wrapped it up for that raid. Let's head back and spend some gold. Always a fun thing. Okay then, so we have got about 700,000 gold to play with. Yeah, just over 700,000, 730,000 gold to play with. So I don't want to go below 4,000. That was terribly said. 540,000 gold. Don't want to go below that because that's what's needed for the air defense. So I'm going to collect all the gold I can, and then we're going to upgrade walls. So first I'm going to upgrade the walls that were just attacked in the last video, just because they've already shown that they might attack into it again. So no harm in upgrading it first. These walls do spend our gold pretty quickly, as you might notice, at 750,000 a pop. But honestly, that's not much compared to these ones that cost 500,000 or 200,000 a pop, and those don't cost anything compared to the later ones for Town Hall 8, which cost 500,000 each. Yeah, so it gets expensive fast. I'm going to upgrade this corner wall. So this is a 200,000 one, but corners get attacked a lot more frequently, which I'm going to say is worth it, because there's no point in upgrading hundreds of walls, which will get attacked very infrequently, compared to spending the same or less amount of gold on one more expensive upgrade for a wall. Okay, I can do one more 200,000, and let's do another corner, this one down here. So that leaves us with 30,000 above, so perfect, we can do one of these walls. And as you can see, that is 543,000, and we need 540,000. So we're looking good. I'll start this air defense upgrading. 5 days, off it goes. And we've got 3,000 gold left, so perfectly allotted right there. Okay, so that's going to wrap up this episode. For the last thing, I'm going to donate troops, because I'm not going to attack again. Always good before you're getting off, just donate troops. Clan is full, by the way. Don't bother applying unless it says 49 out of 50 or less. And then let's load up this recent base, this Town Hall 9 it was. Oh wait, Town Hall 9? Yeah, it was Town Hall 9 for sure, because it has crossbows. Okay, so here's a higher level base for some of you guys if you're interested in attacking. So, to talk about this base for a minute here, it is very poorly upgraded. They've got all the pieces, so that means they've got 2 crossbows, all the maximum number of cannons and archer towers, etc., and maximum number of air defenses. Don't miss this one on the bottom right. But the thing is, they're all upgraded to a very poor level, which I really must criticize heavily. It is a very poor decision to do so, and I highly recommend against it. Okay, other things to note. They do have a lot of dark elixir, with 12,000 in the storage in the center. Interesting. They do have a lot of gold and elixir as well. Let's see. Ooh, man, with 1.6 million gold. And how much elixir? Before I keep misclicking. 1.3 million elixir. Okay, so this guy, he's got the resources quite clearly. So his Barbarian King is sleeping, which means that it will not be participating in the attack. Although, by the time you train up an army, it might be actually healed, certainly to be of concern. Town Hall is outside the wall, so maybe if you're low level, you can just raid that. Clan Castle is very poorly placed over here. It's got a lot of nice guys in it, level 5 archers and barbarians, as well as some lower level ones. But it doesn't do much help when you can just kill the units so easily when it's out there. Beyond that, let me know, guys, how we'd attack this base. I'd expect there'd be Teslas right in here, in this section in here. But you can find out when you attack. As always, let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this base, how you'd attack it, what sort of army. Would you just go for trophies, just resources? Would you attack fully and try to attack a particular part that you think is weak? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Beyond that, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, feel free to subscribe for more content. I put it out every day, and certainly a lot of people find it useful. So, if you made it this far, why not subscribe? If you are a subscriber, I love you very much. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and have a great day. Recording complete.